I woke up face down in the mud. A promising start for any great adventure, really. The kind that says, "Welcome to the universe, hope you packed a towel." The ground beneath me buzzed with unfamiliar energy, the sky above sickly green, violent, full of birds that screamed like broken sirens. I took it all as a good omen. If the universe wanted me dead, surely it could have been more efficient. I don't remember much of my life before waking up. Must not have been the best person to end up in this situation. My ship, if it could still be called that, was a twisted, scorched husk of what must have once been a vessel. Every component sparked with defiance as if it was punishing me for surviving the crash. The onboard computer offered two gems of wisdom. One, I was alone. Two, I needed ferrite dust. A lot of ferrite dust. It was time I pressed on. I learned quickly because I had to. Scanning, mining, crafting, repairing. A loop that was so simple, even meditative, and dare I say, fun? Every tool I built gave me another reason not to panic. My multi-tool doubled as a resource harvester and a makeshift weapon, which was convenient since not everything with the pulse was thrilled to meet me. After figuring out how to recharge my hazard protection, I patched up my visor. That allowed me to scan for the good stuff. Resources to get my ship flying again. Once I gathered what I needed, I limped my way back and got her skyworthy. Just barely. I left the planet with more questions than answers. My first stop, a space station. Massive, metallic, and weirdly cozy. I browsed the marketplace, upgraded my suit, and even changed my appearance. Didn't go too crazy, just a quick color swap. Looking clean if I do say so myself, and I do. With business wrapped up, I followed some coordinates to a new planet and decided to put down roots. Literally, I built my first base. Had to have somewhere to rest my helmet after a long day of not dying. I discovered some blueprints, which included one for a Stargate looking thing, perfect for traveling fast, like some sort of fast travel system. I continued my exploration, found some knowledge stones that whispered bits of an ancient language. Might be useful, might lead to treasure, might lead to the One Piece, who knows? Either way, I'm keeping an eye out. I managed to pick up some terraforming tech from my multi-tool. Now I can reshape the terrain itself, altering the world beneath my feet with unsettling ease. A power both practical and a little daunting. Is it healthy for the planet? Debatable. Is it useful? Absolutely. My inventory, however, was not. My pockets were getting too full, too fast. Thankfully, I found a drop pod with what I needed to expand my carrying capacity. Finally, some breathing room for my loot hoarding. Eventually, I stumbled across some warp drive blueprints. That meant I could finally leave the system and get some answers. One catch though, no antimatter. Just when I thought I was grounded again, I picked up a fake trace of someone in a nearby planet. Risky move, but worth it. After a not so relaxing field trip, I came back victorious. Antimatter in hand and warp drive online. The galaxy was now my oyster. First planet I warped to, I met a new companion, a weird little lizard-like creature I named Geico. Don't mess with him, he bites. Together we explored the surface and quickly realized things were getting dicey. Hostile wildlife, environmental hazards, you name it. Now it's time to get serious. Built myself a proper weapon, we set up a second base, bigger this time, more room for more ambition. That's when we called a signal, a lead on someone named Artemis. Could they have the answers I'm looking for? Only one way to find out. I traced the signal to a distant planet and found a hologram of Artemis. He seemed to know about us, but he was cryptic. To locate him, I needed to amplify our signal. That meant constructing a series of signal boosters across nearby planets, a task easier said than done. I hopped from planet to planet, gathering resources, dodging storms, and then boom, an ambush. Space pirates. They came fast, but my reflexes were faster. I almost felt bad for them. Almost. Once the boosters were up, we finally received a star chart revealing Artemis's location. One small catch, we couldn't read it. Of course not. Nothing's ever easy out here. We made our way to a strange hub called the Anomaly, hoping for answers. There we met Nada, cryptic, curious, and familiar with Artemis. She told us things, except how to read the star chart. Apparently we need to learn the ancient language. Great. Just what I wanted, a crash course in galactic linguistics. With the translator equipped, I set out to collect the knowledge stones. Some of the ruins were breathtaking, massive monuments lost to time. Once I calibrated the translator though, Artemis's coordinates finally made sense. And that's when space pirates hit us. Again. And to make matters worse, these coordinates, they led to a place that didn't exist. Artemis was not pleased, and before I could ask for more, the signal broke. One word made it through the interference: Apollo. We tracked Apollo's frequency to a hollow terminus. Turns out Apollo is real. Sort of. A robot? Maybe even a person. The jury's still out. At first, Apollo didn't trust me, but when I mentioned Artemis, his tune changed. He agreed to help, but said I needed to become stronger for what's coming up ahead. So now the mission is clear. Find Artemis, figure out who or what Apollo really is, and survive whatever comes next. Will I ever find Artemis, or am I just chasing a ghost, doomed to vanish like he did?